Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched Survivor Edge of Extinction, Episode 10, Fasten Your Seatbelts. Spoilers away if you haven't seen this episode yet and don't want to find out what happens, then go and watch this episode first. I'll be right here, waiting in your digital download stream queue. All right, you're back. I thought this episode was pretty good. Um, the most notable things I really liked the challenges. We had a reward challenge where the reward was like a spa day, tons of food and all of that. And we got some great moments between War Dog and and Rick. They're two of the winners. Their team won. It was War Dog, Rick, Lauren, and Julie. And they were really struggling in the first part of this challenge. They had to do what was it? It was War Dog. He first goes to dive in and he like hesitates and he like totally screws up. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it was pretty funny. They had to swim like over to an obstacle, like a platform, and run across the platform, and then swim back under it. So they had to do like a loop-de-loop around it, basically, a vertical loop-de-loop underwater, and then take these. Where are they? The lifesavers, life preservers. Untie those and take them over to the rest of their team. So it was War Dog and Lauren who did the swimming bits, and then it was excuse me, Gavin. No, not Gavin. Julie, and who is the other one? Let's see. Lauren and Devins. Okay, Lauren, Julie. Was it Julie? Yeah. Lauren, Julie, War Dog, and Devins. After they got the life preservers over to the other two, they would then had 3 posts to throw those life preservers onto, like a ring toss. And Devins was fantastic at this. Because over on the other team, we had the incredible swimmers, Ron and Aurora. Like they had like a hole in the middle of the platform so that it was harder to walk across, so you had to go like on the side like a balance beam type of thing, but also underwater you could come up for air in the middle. Everybody came up for air in the middle of that except for Aurora. She swam the entire way in one breath, and she's so fast at swimming that like it would have just wasted time to go up for air. Just go for it. And it looked like that team was gonna win, but Devins was so good at the ring toss and Gavin was so bad. Well, he was pretty good. He got the first ring on the first try. But Devins caught up and they win. They go and rub each other with mud. The girls rub each other with mud and the guys rub each other with mud, and the look on Devin's face, it looks like he's just absolutely in a state of bliss. And it was very funny. And they're like, the confessionals are like, oh, these two girls aren't playing the game at all. And then you see, as while they're off taking a shower, that they're like, hey, we got to get these guys out. So they totally missed out on that, especially with how things turned out. Because the two who went and showered together, they were the only ones that stuck together for this vote. So over on everybody pretty much agreed that they need to get rid of Devins or War Dog because of the two biggest threats. And then those guys have the very convincing argument that Aurora is a huge threat because she is amazing at these challenges. If it was only her, I'm convinced that if she had done the ring toss, she would have nailed it in one try on each of those posts. But because she did the swimming part of it, the other half of the team had to do the ring toss. I don't know if they had to, but that's like how they kind of split it up. And yeah, fair points. all three of them are huge threats in the game because they've proven they can win immunity challenges. War Dog, he has not. Actually, War Dog, he has not won any immunity challenges. I don't think he's even won. He's avoided tribal council like once ever, and that's it. Um, and he was not immune, and he has not had any hidden immunity idols or anything like that. But he's this huge threat because he's orchestrated a lot of people getting voted out, and the blind side of Kelly most recently. So yeah, he is a huge threat because he's made such big moves. He hasn't won challenges, but he's made such big moves. I think he wins if he gets to the end. And he still has a chance to get to the end. So War Dog gets voted out because of who wins? Who wins the Devins wins the immunity challenge. Now, this immunity challenge, you had to get these buoys through an obstacle course. Each buoy had a key on it. That was important because you had to unlock the puzzle at the end, which is like a star, a compass rose type star. And Devins was very, very good at that puzzle. He got stuck at one point, but it clicked and he figured it out. He didn't have to redo the entire thing. It was just like, I think it was just a matter of rotating one specific piece that fit in there very strangely. And he got it. Aurora was very, very close. So these are 2 challenges, 3 challenges, 4 challenges, 5 challenges. Like every single challenge, Aurora has been really, really good. And so I think that she could definitely get it to the end, especially if Devon's out. Yeah, no, Devon's is still in the game because he's still, he got the immunity necklace. But, man, I think it's between those 2 for winning all the rest of the challenges. Although Ron was really good at swimming. He was very good at swimming. Also, Wardog, he was like swimming off at an angle instead of at the platform. Oh my gosh. It was so funny. So now, there's 4 people left in this episode. Now there's 7 people left. How many people are on Edge of Extinction now? Let's see. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 people. 9 people on Edge of Extinction. There are 2 more people on Edge of Extinction than there are in the actual game. Next week has to be, I wasn't really paying attention to the preview for next week. But next week has got to be the challenge to get back in, right? It's gone. There's still so many people left in the game. We got to be approaching the end here. But, we are approaching the end, but as far as the Edge of Extinction part, we end with the snippet of Reem to War Dog. She's like, yo, you're going to get it from me tomorrow. Like, you're still mad at him for the first 3 days of this stupid game? You didn't have to stay here at Edge of Extinction. Quit being so mad. We also had a nice group hug between the returnees, not David, but Kelly, Joe, and Aubrey, comforting Kelly in a way. So I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I don't just guess we'll see what happens. We will see what happens next as far as all that goes. Who's still in the game? Who am I rooting for? I don't know. Victoria is kind of just keeps fading away more and more each episode. She rallies and comes back and just pulls off some big moves, but it seems to be all about Devins and Lauren now. Ron is really getting into the strategizing and all that, so it's like those 3 really stand out for me right now. Gavin, I thought, had some big potential. He reminded me a lot of what's his name? Spoilers for he was I won't spoil China. He was one of the guys in China. He's a little guy on China, and was that season 15, 16? It's 15, I think. 14? I don't know. Anyway, he reminds me a little bit of him, that he's small, but he's has like a lot of potential. He could be surprisingly good maybe at some challenges, but that hasn't really come out yet. Like if that is going to happen, it hasn't happened yet. So yeah, Julie stood out to me a bit this episode also. And yeah, and Aurora, of course. Why didn't I say Aurora? Aurora is just nailing these challenges, and I think it's either Aurora or Devons who are out next. That they both need those immunity necklaces, because they're the biggest targets now, both of them. Because I really think if Devons hadn't won the necklace, let's say if Ron won it, then the votes would have probably been split between, well, maybe not, because War Dog and Devons wouldn't have voted for each other. I don't think. I think they still would have gone after Aurora. But instead of going War Dog, I think they would have gone after Devons on this vote. So it's getting pretty interesting. It's been pretty interesting, and I really don't know how this is going to pan out. The Edge of Extinction has to end soon, and I think it's going to be a huge relief for all of them over there once it does, because then they can actually take real showers, have real food, all of that. They don't seem grumpy or anything. Actually, maybe they're less grumpy over there on the jury now that they've been out there on Edge of Extinction this whole time as well. So I don't know. This will be a really interesting last couple of episodes for sure. Once we even get there, because they have a few episodes left. There's got to be more double elimination episodes, like one or two more of those. But anyway, I think that's about all. Oh, there was one quote that I really wanted to repeat. So War Dog, he's won me over, and I'm kind of rooting for him to get back into the game and win it. Like, that would be kind of amazing if both the people who went to Edge of Extinction then they end up being in the final three, Devons and War Dog. That would be pretty cool. And kind of suck for everybody else, but like we voted both of them out at one point, and they're in the final three. What the heck? That's almost as bad as letting returnees be in the final three, which they've got rid of all of them. There's still a chance one of them will be there, but he was talking about how he's trying to get people to vote for Aurora. And he says, if they're smart, they would vote me out. I'm banking on stupidity tonight. And that was kind of what he was hoping for. And then he's voted out, and he says, "You made the right choice. Good job." And he was like not mad about it. And I thought that was amazing, because it could have gone either way. He could have been like really upset about it, but he knew, like, I'm a goner. I hope they don't realize that they should get rid of me. So I like that attitude from him. And freaking Reem, why are you? I guess that's her name. What she does for some reason. So anyway, that's it for Survivor 38, episode 10. It's technically episode. When they have the double episodes, it messes up the different sites you can look up or whatever. On the CBS app, this was episode 10. So that's what I'm calling it. If you go to the Wikipedia page, this is episode 10. If you go to the Survivor Wikia, that has the double episode, which was episode 6, I believe, or episode 5. Yeah, episode 5 was the double episode, the 2-hour episode. They have that listed as episode 5 and 6. So, like, it's confusing. We'll do it 5.1, 5.2, and then it will match up. Because I know they do that so that the graphs are better to do. But then what do you do when you have a single hour with two things? You gotta do the double graphs anyway on the one page. I don't know the reasoning. I don't know any of the people at the Survivor Wiki moderation crew, but figure it out. Match up what the official documentation is. Go to the CBS All Access app. It says episode 5, 2 hours. Episode 6 is that next episode. Not episode. We're on episode 10. This is episode 10. Okay. Enough about that. Thanks for listening. TIW Podcasts on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can find all those places. Of course, here, if you're listening on YouTube, look up TIW Podcast on there. I'm not sure. It's either Today I Watched or TIW Podcast. It's one of the two. But yeah, share links, whatever, and listen more wherever you want to listen. And thanks for listening. This is the worst outro ever. TIW Podcast. Go there and you have links to all the stuff. Most of the stuff. Some of the stuff. A couple of those things that I just said are on there. But thanks for listening, and I'll be back next week for episode 11. I am super excited to see what happens next. Go listen to my episodes about The Amazing Race. I am loving that season, this season so far. It's made me really realize how much I would have enjoyed having a second season in the fall, or a season in the fall and then a new season now. But, it's how they're doing it, I guess. Whatever, as long as they make at least one season per year, I'll be kind of okay with it. But yeah, Amazing Race is amazing. Survivor is surviving. It's also amazing. And go listen to those episodes. I thought maybe in the fall I'll go back to actually making video episodes of Survivor that are like supplemented by the podcast episodes, because I really liked making those, and I didn't finish the one episode that I did those for, and then because it evolved into something, because I was doing them how I was with The Amazing Race, with like little paper cutouts and things like that, like a really fast cutaway, and like with some factoids and things, and that was really fun. I was doing that with Survivor also, but there wasn't as much opportunity to do like the factoids and stuff. So instead it kind of evolved into each episode having like a kind of like a weird comedy thing. Go check those out. Those are on the Today I Watched YouTube channel. Because I did one with the Korong Trail, because Aubrey was talking about the Oregon Trail, playing the Oregon Trail and all that. And that was the first one that I put like a lot of time into, and it would be really cool to do those types again, or do the paper cutouts and things, because I would remake some of the challenges with like string and little bits of wood and things like that, and that was really fun. So I may get back to doing that for season 39, in some capacity. So yeah, thanks for listening. And this outro part of the episode has been much longer, even though the actual promotion part of it was garbage. But thanks for listening, and I'll be back later. Stay safe out there, super friends. That's the best I could come up with. I said that at the end of the last episode, and I thought, no, that's dumb. That's not gonna stick. But I couldn't think of anything better, so I'll stay with it. Bye for now. This has been TIW Podcast.